Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. So basically what I'm going to be showing you in this video is how to get good or better at rhythm guitar, which in my opinion is like the most important part of learning guitar. And when I'm saying rhythm guitar, I'm talking about like strumming chords and that kind of rhythm guitar. You need good rhythm and groove if you want to play lead, if you want to play finger style, finger picking, you know, whatever. Like rhythm guitar is the foundation of like every playing style of guitar. If you don't have good rhythm, if you can't play chords in a nice cohesive way, you're gonna struggle with every other area on the guitar. You look at Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, John Mayer, they're all shredders. You know, those guys can rip, but you also see them play some killer ass rhythm guitar. You know, you need all of those building blocks in order to be a good guitar player. And rhythm guitar was the first thing that I learned when I played guitar. I started a little bit on the ukulele, which in my opinion is a little bit of an easier instrument to play technically. I just learned a bunch of chords and strumming and all that kind of stuff on the uke. And then when I went over to the guitar, it was much easier for me to pick everything up. You know, you learn some of the basics on the uke and then you take those basics that you've learned and translate them onto the guitar, and it just makes learning the guitar so much smoother. So anyone who's watching this video that wants to learn how to play guitar and doesn't know where to start, my number one tip for you guys, get rid of this thing, all right? Throw it out the window real quick, all right? You can come back to it later, and grab yourself a ukulele. That was probably the lamest transition on the planet. So this is where it all started for me. This little guy right here. This is actually the first instrument I ever bought. Got some hair in there. I don't really play it anymore, unfortunately. Ever since I picked up the guitar, this ukulele has just kind of been collecting dust for the last few years. But it's a lovely little guy. I love this thing. This is the first instrument I ever fell in love with. So, cool stuff, I guess. So, yes, I know you may be thinking,
oh my god, I gotta go out and buy another instrument.
nah, but I would suggest it. I would encourage it because I think ukuleles, fantastic little instruments, especially if you're looking to play guitar and you kind of need a place to start. You can find ukuleles for like really cheap on Amazon, Guitar Center. I'm looking at Guitar Center right now. I see some ukuleles for like 35 bucks, 40 bucks. They are not super expensive instruments. The strings are a lot lighter. They're nylon instead of steel, so they're really easy on your fingers. You're still gonna hurt a little bit when you get started, but it's way easier than playing guitar. There's less strings, as you can see. There's only 4 strings instead of 6. Like, it's easier to take a ukulele and just start playing your favorite songs. And you can get them, you know, I mean, ukuleles are pretty much all acoustic. So, I mean, you know, you don't need an amp or anything. Like, it's plenty loud as is, just like an acoustic guitar. And probably the coolest thing about a ukulele that I didn't learn until after a couple years I had started playing is that a ukulele, let me go get a guitar really quick. So a ukulele is literally everything from the 5th fret up minus the bottom 2 strings, the low E string and the A string. So just chop these 2 strings off and chop these bottom 4 frets off. And this is a ukulele. So by learning ukulele, you actually are learning a little bit of guitar. It's, you know, that kind of blew my mind. And let me just preface that, you know, ukulele is not just an instrument for learning how to play the guitar. I'm not saying that at all. Ukulele is its own instrument. It's its own beautiful thing. I'm just saying that it can be used, if you want to be a guitar player, it can be used as a tool to help improve your playing. And if you're a beginner, it can really help you pick up a guitar. Now that you have a ukulele, if you're taking any of my advice, I don't know, pick some songs that you really enjoy. Try and find some with some open chords. Look up tabs, look up chord diagrams on how to play them, and learn them. The very first song I ever learned on ukulele was Can't Help Falling in Love, but I don't remember how to play it. The second song I learned on ukulele was The Judge by 21 Pilots. And it goes a little something like this. Yo, we're getting real fancy over here. We got the lap cam over here. What's up? What's up? That's the intro of the song. So kind of what you should be focusing on when you're learning songs is developing this really floppy wrist, because this is like the key to rhythm guitar playing. Like, it needs to be really loose. That is what's going to give you speed. That's what's going to give you a lot of endurance when playing. You don't want it coming from here. You don't want to like tense up and, you know, like do that kind of thing. That looks so wrong. I'm sorry. If you're strumming from here, your arm is going to get tired. If you're just, you know, letting the wrist flow, you know, you could just play for hours on end. Another thing too is that when you're learning to strum on the ukulele, use your fingernails. Fingernails are probably the best way to learn how to start strumming, in my opinion, because your nails have the least amount of resistance against the strings. When you're using a pick, it's really easy for the pick to kind of get like stuck in the middle of the strings because, you know, typically you won't have that floppy wrist, and it can actually make it really hard to like up strum too. I found when I was first starting is that up strumming with a pick when you don't really know what you're doing, or you just, you know, you're new to everything, is really hard. It actually took me a while to get the upstroke down. Like when you're using your fingernails, they don't get like stuck in the middle of the strings like a pick does. Like it just glides across the strings. So you can really kind of work on your technique that way. You don't have to worry about the pick getting stuck in there. You can just kind of... And that's basically what I did. I would learn songs like that, a bunch of 21 Pilots songs. I would look up the tabs on Ultimate Guitar, I believe, and they have a ukulele section on some songs. So I would just find a song that I like, and I would learn it by however means necessary. If you like YouTube tutorials best, great. If you like reading tabs, great. Just learn it however works best for your brain. Ooh. And then whenever you're ready, you can start learning some bar chords and some more chord shapes on the uke. The very first song I ever learned bar chords, Tearing My Heart by 21 Pilots, which goes like... I think. Yeah, I really don't know many songs on the ukulele that are not 21 Pilots songs. I was very obsessed with 21 Pilots. It's your love and never so. It takes someone to come around to show you how she's a tearing my heart. Yeah. What that'll do is that'll start to build up your callus right here on your index finger. So when you go to play bar chords on the guitar, it'll be much easier on your finger. And just kind of getting familiar with some of the bar chord shapes. And also goes without saying, when you're, you know, learning open chord songs, you know, you're also gonna get the calluses going on the tips of your fingers too. And that is just all giving you a head start for the guitar. So once you're getting pretty happy with your uke playing, pick up a guitar. Do you hear that little chord there? So I would approach it the same way. Find songs that you want to play, look up the tabs, look up YouTube tutorials, or talk to whoever you need to talk to learn how to play the song. Preferably find songs that are primarily rhythm guitar songs. Like, don't go and try and learn Master of Puppets right off the bat. Don't torture yourself. You're gonna lose a hand. I guarantee it. It almost happened to me. At the end of the day, you can play the guitar however you want. There's no rules. This is just my suggestions. But if you try and hop into that ultra hard stuff right off the bat, you're probably gonna get discouraged and stop playing. I mean, not always, but you know, that happens to a lot of people. Start off learning easier stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be dead simple. Like, it can still be somewhat difficult. Like, the very first song I ever learned was Boy Pablo Losing You, which has a bunch of like minor sevenths, major sevenths, diminished seven flat nines. A lot of those chord shapes are pretty difficult, especially if you're a beginner. But I had the ukulele as a foundation. I already was messing around with bar chord shapes. I already had some calluses. I was ready to go, and I, you know, got pretty decent at that song in a couple weeks. So yeah, just continue to perfect your strumming technique, learn some new chords, learn some new chord shapes, get those calluses going, get your wrist even floppier. Just in case you're curious of how to play Losing You, I'll just go ahead and show you. You can learn it if you want. You might be a Boy Pablo fan. I think he's pretty popular, right? Okay, so here's Boy Pablo Losing You. This is what I had to deal with back in the day. It goes, I'll play it without the pick, because this is how I learned it. And then once you're feeling funky fresh with, you know, that kind of thing, basically just playing the guitar like the ukulele, consider picking up a pick. I would suggest starting off with thin picks for the same reason that you started off strumming with your fingernails. The thin picks are going to give you less resistance on the strings. It's going to make it a lot easier to strum. Gradually move your way up to thicker picks. In my experience, thicker picks are just better for all-around playing. You can play lead guitar, you can play rhythm guitar with thick picks. Thin picks are a little awkward, a little wonky to play lead guitar with, but to each their own. That's just my preference. Yeah, these are Fender thins, but I mean, there's a billion other brands and a billion other freaking places you can get these. I think the most important thing to take away from all this, when you're learning guitar, the thing that you need to focus on the most, in my experience, is having fun. If you don't have fun playing the guitar. If the guitar doesn't bring you joy, you're gonna stop playing. You're not gonna follow through. It's like doing math homework. I know some people enjoy that, you psychos, but a lot of us don't. It doesn't bring us any joy. It's no fun. We procrastinate it and we put it off, or we just don't do it at all. You know, don't let guitar become math. You know, learning new techniques, learning new chord voicings, new chord shapes, new strumming patterns. It's gonna keep the guitar interesting and new and fun. For people with similar music interests and music goals as me, you know, this is, I think, a really fun and unique approach to the guitar. Basically, you know, learning another instrument in order to learn how to play the guitar. And hey, if you take my advice and you pick up a ukulele and you learn some basics on there, and then you translate that over to the guitar, hey, so you know how to play 2 instruments. Now you can impress twice the amount of people at parties, you know? That's a plus. Come on. Just put in the work, put in the hours, take what's mine, we devour. How's the song go? I did not do that on purpose. That's funny. I am kind of a bounce around the wall kind of guy. It's really hard for me to articulate my thoughts in an efficient and like cohesive way. So I hope that this made sense. If you guys need any clarification, let me know in the comments below. And if you want me to make any more guitar videos, I'd be more than happy. I hope you have fun with the instrument. Just keep yourself motivated, keep having fun. Don't compare yourself too much to other people. I love you guys. I love whoever watches these videos. You're the best. See ya in the next video. Peace out.